Jonathan did a video, Bryan here, by the way. Jonathan did a video talking about getting things done, and I think that's an incredible tool for helping process things. And one of the things that getting things done teaches is that there are 8 places, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 places where anything coming in to your life can end up. Now, one of the great things that you can't have more and you can't have less. You have to have all 8 of these things. And what happens is in your workflow or in your system, if you have fewer than 8, it gets clogged up in the middle. If you have more than 8, it's unnecessary. So this is as simple as it gets. So the questions, and if you search getting things done or GTD workflow, you'll find a chart like this. I'm just doing my own. You have to say first, the question is, what is it? What is the thing that's coming in? Is it an email? Is it a piece of information? Is it something I do need to know, something I don't need to know? This is a catechism question. What does this mean? So every piece of mail, every gift, every message, every email, you got to first ask, what is the thing? And then the second question, once you understand what it is, you have to say, does it require action? Now, there's 2 answers to that. Either yes, it does require action, or no, it does not require action. And if it does not require action, look, there's 3 places where it can go. And this is going to be by order of preference. So the first question, we're going to work this way. The first place is the trash. Is it useless? Do I need to keep it around, etc.? If not, it goes in the trash. Most people have a trash can. Maybe it's something I want to keep for reference, and so I'm going to fill this in because this will come later. But maybe it's a reference file, and there's best practices for keeping reference files and stuff like this. Maybe it's something that I don't need now, but I might need later. And this is where I have a waiting for list or a someday, sorry, let me make this like this. A someday list. Sorry, waiting for is going to be over here. So I have a someday list, I have a maybe list, and here also is where I might have a trigger. So maybe I don't need, I can't act on it now, but maybe I'll act on it in a month. So I'm going to give myself a trigger file or warning, something like this. So that's the 3 places where something go if it does not require action. Now, if it requires action, I'm going to ask 3 questions of it. I got to get a smaller pen to get it in there. The first question is it less than 2 minutes? Now, this is an important rule. If it's less than 2 minutes, it's going to be more work to keep track of it than it is going to be to do it. So if it's less than 2 minutes, the answer is just do it. Do it right now. If I see something that requires doing less than 2 minutes, act on it. If it's more than 2 minutes, I'm going to ask these 2 questions. Number 1, first, can I delegate? And if I can delegate it, then I'm going to delegate it, and that's where I put that thing on a waiting for list. I want to have a list of all the things that I've delegated to somebody else and that I'm waiting for it. If I can't delegate it, I can't do it now, and it's more than 2 minutes, then I have to defer it. And if I defer that, then I'm going to ask the question, is there a specific day or a specific time for this activity? And if the answer is yes, then that's going to go on the calendar. And if the answer is no, this is pretty important. If the answer is no, then it's going to go on a next action list. Now this distinction, I'll tell you, there's a few things that really have saved my life with getting things done. One is the waiting for list, that I just have a list of all the things that I've delegated. And the other is the next action lists. And the way that you organize those next action lists is part of getting things done. If you do it by context, if you do it by energy, etc., etc. But here's a list of things that I need to do whenever I get to them, as soon as I can, but there's not a particular date or something like this on the calendar, okay? Now, if something is actionable and it is a multi-step process, then we're going to call that a project. And this over here is going to be the realm of projects. And what you want to have is two things. One is a project list, which is simply a list of all of your various projects, and then you have project files. So these are all the support things that you need for your various projects, files, information, and stuff like this. Now what I want to do is show you how my Everbook system fits into this and where I keep it. Trash, of course, that's just trash. But I keep my someday maybe list in my Everbook, in my week work bundle that's there. I keep a little bit of reference stuff. If I need to get a hold of something, I keep the church directory. Most of my reference stuff is either electronically in Evernote on the computer or in hard files. I keep my waiting for list also in my same weekly work week. So whenever I'm waiting for something, I will put that there and I'll review it once a week. I use most of my calendar as Google Calendar online, but I do have a annual planning thing that has major trips and deadlines. So I've got a little calendar in my work week. And I keep my next action lists. That's a major part of my Everbook. All my next actions are right there. And my project list is in there. And the project files that are part of my active projects are also kept in my Everbook as well. So I have some projects that are inactive projects or that have online files and stuff like this, but most of my active projects I keep in my quarterly project file in my Everbook. So those are the parts of the system that I keep in my Everbook. So that helps you see the getting things done plan and how that interfaces with the Everbook. Hope that's helpful.